it's easier to live in such a way.
People need friends because ultimately what we thrive for as human beings is connection, and friends are the people that you usually connect really well with, so it's a basic human need to have connection.
Our life is a chain of very different moments and situations that introduce us to new people. While some may only be present in our life for a brief period, others may become our closest friends, and we cannot envision our lives without them. Why does it happen?
How to make friends? Yeah, good question. I'm too adult for this one. I don't know. Go to university, go to school, go to where people gather with their interests, and then try to bond based on that, and then see who you actually like from the personality perspective, and who you bond best with.
How to make friends?
I think there is not specific rule for this to make friends, because it just comes. People come into your life and you feel that you are meant to be together as friends, or you're just not. So I suppose that it just comes. There is no rule for it.
I have no clue. I have no clue how to make friends. For me, something that is natural. So I'm not seeking for a friend. I'm not trying to make them in an artificial way. So for me, if it clicks with a certain person, I really understand that this is my potential friend. And then if it works and clicks both ways, I think you're just getting closer and just friends. Yeah, I mean, be open-minded and be ready to accept new people in your life, and also willing to share, and don't be scared to be vulnerable and show who you truly are.
If a person cannot find friends, what should they do?
Start to fix themselves, because I'm sure that if I wouldn't love myself, I wouldn't find good friends, because I wouldn't know how to love other people if I wouldn't know how to love myself. So I always think that if you feel that someone doesn't give you enough attention, start with yourself and start to fix your own problems.
Do not give up. There's somewhere on the earth, there's enough choice. Try to put enough effort, try to approach it as a job, almost like an assignment. When you have to accomplish something, you make a plan for it. So if you want to make friends, you need to make a plan in order to accomplish it. It is not so easy because it involves feelings and connections and interests and everything. But ultimately, just make a plan. Just put yourself out there, be yourself, and be genuine wherever you go, and try to network. And usually people find friends where other people are. If you're just sitting at home, your chances are zero.
When it comes to friendships, there are some notable differences in the way men and women tend to approach them. Women tend to place greater emphasis on emotional intimacy, like sharing our personal stories more readily than men do, and we express our feelings more openly than men used to do. In terms of communication style, women often communicate more directly and openly with friends. On the other hand, men may communicate more indirectly and through shared activities, like sport or watching football in the bar. Besides this, women also tend to have larger and more complex social networks than men, with multiple close friendships that can last over longer periods of time. Men may form friendships based on shared activities, while women based on shared experiences. It is important to know that these are generalizations and we are all different. Everybody says that relationships are hard work, and what about the friendship?
I think friendship is also hard work, because a person can give you all his time, but you also need to understand that you also need to give him a time. You also need to spend time with them. You also need to be sincere with them. You also need to share real feelings with them. So I think it's also hard work. Not that has a relationship, but I suppose it is a hard work as well.
I think that friendships are as hard as the relationships, and sometimes I think even more harder. I think that when you're in love is a certain feeling that keeps you two together, like you really how the person looks, what he or she does, and all this stuff. When you're friends, you also like this person in a certain way, but I think it's harder to keep like moving together, because as you grow up your interests may be different, your points of view might be different, your political view might be different. So in order to be friends, you really have to find something in common, and you really have to sacrifice something to continue your friendship and talking to each other.
Friendship is also a relationship, so if you do not put in effort, I don't know how it's gonna go. You need to make effort to connect with other people, especially the older you grow, the harder it gets, because you have your own life and you have your own things and your own worries, and then you get into a relationship. So make sure you make time for your friends, and when they really need you, you're there for them.
Is there any specific trait that all your friends share with each other?
Always support me no matter what. In hard and happy situations, they will be there. Even if I'm gonna be at my lowest, they're gonna come with a bottle of wine, with McDonald's or ice cream, pistachio or chocolate. I do love chocolate. And they will support me no matter what.
Yeah, maybe the common thing is that we really can laugh at each other and roast each other, and it's okay. Like we know the boundaries and we know the limits. Always seeking for something new. Maybe not a global thing, but just on interpersonal level. Wanna think sometimes, and to train the brains. Hi. And oh my god, yeah, and they're just, I don't know, they're all my friends. That's what they have in common.
There are many factors that can contribute to why we are friends with certain people. One of the most common reasons is interests. When we meet someone who enjoys the same hobby, music, or activities as we do, we often feel a sense of connection. Friends often share similar values such as honesty, loyalty, kindness, anything else. When we meet someone who shares our values, we are more likely to form a close bond. We are more likely to become friends with people who are physically close to us, such as neighbors, co-workers, classmates. When we see someone frequently, we have more opportunities to interact and get to know them. We may be drawn to people who have similar personality traits or complementary ones that complement our own. For example, an outgoing person may be drawn to a more reserved friend who can help them balance out their social life. We are more likely to become friends with people who we share positive experiences with. If we have fun together, engage in conversation, or share memorable experiences with someone, we may feel more inclined to continue spending time with them. And similar life experiences. People who have been through similar life experiences, such as going through difficult times or moving to a new place, may feel a sense of solidarity and form close friendships as a result. Is there something you want to say to all your close friends, but usually you don't?
I'm sorry that I don't answer your questions or your messages, because for me sometimes I feel that I need to be in my specific mood to share my feelings. So for me sometimes it's easier to ignore the message than answer, and I feel that I don't want them to feel that they don't have a friendship with me anymore. But I do love every memory, and I really do miss a lot of my friends.
Sometimes I want to say sorry. for not being available, not only in terms of like replying to some messages or doing a video call, but also emotionally. Thanks for being my friend. I never said that.
In the end, it's not the material possessions we accumulate, but the relationships we build that truly define us and give our life significance. So make friends and be happy.